Hi, Mark. Great to meet you today.
Thank you so much. It's awesome having the conversation with you.
Yeah, exactly the same because I saw your topic, which was very resonating with what I'm doing. So let's speak today about that hidden hero which everyone has inside.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. For me, I think the topic unleashing your hero and hiding is something that I'm very passionate about. It came from my own life and trying to figure out how I could unleash the person on the inside that I believe I was, but I wasn't seeing, whether it was in my business or my life. And what I find with the people I work with, the people I have conversation with, is there's a lot of us out there who believe that there's more than where we're at, whatever level of success in business or relationship or life that we have. We feel like we're being held back, and a lot of times that's true. I tell the people, Elena, that you're either living from who you're created to be or what your life has told you you are. And if you're living from what your life has told you, you're limited by what your past has said, your experiences you walk through, and those things that I'm sure you work with a lot in your community. It's the negative thought patterns, those mindsets and ideas that hold you back from really unleashing yourself into that amazing life that you're created for.
Yes, exactly. Tell us a little bit, how did you find that hero in yourself? What helped you to find it?
That's a great question. I think for me, it was always growing up knowing that there was more. Whether we could talk about background and childhood and struggles in academics and those kind of things, but for me, it was that mindset, that fear of failure, that I needed to be perfect in my life. I tried to overcome it with personal development, and there's great value in many personal development programs, but a lot of them are just really habit modification. And I think for me, honestly, Elena, the pivotal point was I remember vividly it was a time in my life when I was really striving for personal development, trying to create those habits to become that person I'm created to be, but really kind of exhausting because you're having to continue to use those habits and recreate them for the life that you're created for. And just to be totally honest with you, it was a time when my wife and I, we were expecting twins and we lost them. And it was a real transformational moment in my life because it was one of those times in grief and sorrow that I felt like I was done with trying to create habits, trying to do the same, habit modification and all those same things that I did. And so for me, it was really understanding in that journey, walking through that what I needed was transformation, not other habits. I didn't need habits to maintain because they didn't help me in that period of time when I was suffering through that loss. And in that place, really adding faith to the journey and figuring out what it looks like to live that out and finding instruction to actually transform, not to change, because change is something you have to maintain, but transformation is really you being unleashed. And in that place, finding that I was able to do that in my own life.
Yes, yes, amazing what you just mentioned that people are looking for outside things. Yes, they're looking for changes outside,
Yeah,
but most of the people are not aware that outside reality is just reflection of what is going inside. And
true.
without transformation, nothing going to change. And this is how people get exhausted and burn out because they're chasing things outside of them. And it is like looking in the mirror and see, for example, that reflection that there is a spot on your face.
Yeah.
Yes, and trying to clean the mirror instead of cleaning your face to have a different reflection in the mirror. Yes, so most of people are so uh, connected to this outside physical world, and they don't understand the principles of success, how that success, how it is related with the universal laws, with the way how they think, what is their attitude, yes, and what is their habits. And
Yeah.
they just chasing things and they never get them, because one thing that has to start be changed is there inside.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I find that a lot of those habits, you have that roller coaster ride where you're doing well and while you maintain your habit, but then something happens and it crashes, whether it's trying to, expand your business or even create a business or make, thought patterns and changes dealing with anger or whatever. I totally understand that. It's the same with the folks that I work with, right? You're trying to find an external answer for an internal issue rather than, dealing with the mindsets, the thought patterns, the words, the actions that you're taking.
Yeah, what I understood from my journey of personal development is that everything has been created twice. First in mind, and next time it is in physical reality. So everything what we have now, all our current results, are just an effect, and the cause of this effect was our thinking, like our
Yeah.
mindset, our decisions which we took, and actions, yes, like decisions which we made and actions which we took, and this has created our results in current situation. And in order to change these results, we have to change these three factors. We have to change mindset, we have to change the way how we make decisions, and how we take actions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly what I tell the people that I work with. I have this phrase. I tell them, who you think you are, you'll become. And so we work with that initially. And for sure, for us, the transformational strategies are thoughts, words, and actions, right? But it all stems from your thoughts, as you already said. I see that in my own life and everybody around me. I tell them who you are today is a sum total of the thoughts that you've had that have led up to this place. You'll never be greater than who you believe you're going to be. And so what you need to do is to realign your thoughts to align with who you're created to be, not what your life has told you. And in that place, you can live from that place. You can see that man or that woman show up and have the results that you desire, not just the tangible success in your life, but really fulfillment. Understanding this, just because our greater goal for the people that I work with in my Life Mastery course is really you being unleashed so that you can be fulfilled, which means living exactly the life you're created for in every area of your life, not succeeding because, as you know, Elena, with some of the people you work with, and it was in my own life as well, that I use success to try and make up for fear of failure, imposter syndrome, expecting that once I'm successful, all those things go away. And like that client and some of the clients that I've worked with who are multimillionaires in that place, they find out that fear doesn't leave, imposter syndrome doesn't leave, it just comes along for the ride. And so it's not success that leads you to a transformation or to have different thoughts or belief in yourself or what have you. It's changing your thoughts and who you believe you are, and then your body, your actions, and the results line up with that.
Yes, this is very interesting topic about success and getting permanent success, yeah, getting permanent results. Because if there is no transformation within, there will be not permanent success, because people will sabotage themselves. It's
Yeah.
because it depends on the self-image which they have about themselves, and if they don't change that self-image, if they didn't align that self-image with the new results where they see success, the results will drop, because they will become comfortable, and subconsciously they will sabotage themselves to bring them back to the same level as their natural state and as they used to see themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's pretty exciting actually, because in that is your strategy in being able to overcome that and to be able to change your life around, to not, like you said, have those moments of success, but then you sabotage yourself. You come back down to the median, the level that you really believe that you're at. You're hoping you could be more, but you really settle for less. And in that place, really starting to again unleash that hero in hiding starts to also unleash those dreams, those visions, those ideas, those exciting concepts that you have held back on, but now you actually have tangible strategies to get you to be able to be that person.
Yes, and as you said, there should be alignment between thoughts, feelings, and actions. Yes, because if the person thinks about that, this is what will make me successful, this is how I will feel, but inside he will not see himself there, again, it will not happen.
Yeah.
So it should be internal belief that it is already done, that is already exists in different level of frequency, yes. And that in to get to that level and really get permanent results, the purpose of this big goal is to make you grow. Yes, this is how you can start attracting things effortlessly instead of chasing them and having that gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And even
Yeah.
suddenly if you get there, you already get back, and it is very hard way, yes, like which leads to exhaustion and burnout. But if we understand that the purpose of this success and this big goal is to grow, this is how we will grow, and once we get it, there is no way back. Yes, because when we grow to this certain awareness and we see things different, we have different attitude, we have different habits. Yes, this is how we grow, because it will make changes in ourselves. And when we look back, we hardly could can recognize ourselves. This is what happened to me. Like,
Yeah.
I look back even 3 years ago, and I don't really recognize myself. Although I was considered to be very successful, like I had very luxury lifestyle, traveled, stayed in luxury hotels, all this very life, interesting life I had. But when I look back, I don't even realize how I could live being that
Yeah.
person, like, how I could be successful. Because now, when I look back, I find that that person who I was 3 years ago was just like a mess without even understanding even the basic things, how success is created. So that was just like luck. It was luck. And of course, because there is no luck which is permanent, I was losing so much
Hmm.
that time. And now when I look at myself, I know exactly why it was happening, because it was just out of loss. Like, it is when you just do something, it is good, and then because it is not according like aligned with the laws, whatever comes, it goes. It is just like goes through you, it doesn't stay. And this is very interesting discovery.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of a young lady I was working with who was,
Yes.
like yourself. She was successful in her business, with her home life, with her relationships, and all those things. But there was this lack of value and purpose in her life. So she was doing the things on the outside, but she wasn't feeling that there was great value and worth in who she was as a person, and she was using those things to make up for it. So I love what you said about looking back on your life and how you don't even recognize that person, but because when her journey in life mastery, she was able to walk through it, being able to feel that she had value and worth and purpose in life. It made all of her life so much better. And so for her, it was that journey as well of saying, wow, I was struggling, had issues, had challenges in my life, had beliefs that were holding me back and not even allowing me to really engage fully in my life and having the exciting results from that, to being the person she is today, who stands tall and has great confidence in who she is as a person and the value that she brings. Not arrogance, but a real recognition of her value and her worth. And in that place, it's unstoppable. Like you said, you won't go back to that other person because you're not that other person anymore. And so it's super exciting to see those results when people have them.
Yeah, that is why I'm so passionate to help driven business owners and entrepreneurs to find this knowledge, because it is priceless. Yes, when we tap into it, we don't even realize how people can live without these principles, because they just spend so much energy doing something that doesn't work. And
Yeah.
when they have this knowledge, it becomes really effortlessly. And it is not that effortlessly doesn't mean that you just lay on the sofa and wait as all things happen. Of course not. But effortlessly mean that you do things in with least of energy and in the shortest time. When you become the magnet of things which you have to accomplish your goals. Yeah, because you get to that frequency where everything you need is just transmitted at that level, at like a channel which you just flip there, and you sometimes even it looks like a magic, but it is not magic. It just everything just happens according to the laws.
Yeah, absolutely. In our course in my book, Life Mastery, I tell people that what I call it is, same words as you're using, effortless excellence is what we call it. And what I tell them is it's living from a place of life mastery, from who you're created to be, is the easiest life possible. Because I literally am just living from who I am. I'm not trying to measure up. I'm not trying to fit in. I'm not trying to earn it or prove myself by the things that I accomplish. And so in that sense, while as a business owner, entrepreneur, there's those challenges and those questions that need answer, those problems that need solving in your business, there's an effortless excellence because I know that I have the answers and I am the answer. But in that place where you're not living from life mastery, what I call life management, it's exhausting because the if when I don't know who I am, my world has to make up the difference, and so my business has to be perfect for me to feel good, and I have to figure out all of these answers and all of the challenges and issues that come along, or like we talked about earlier in the conversation, exhausting. But that place of effortless excellence is really living from who you're created to be. It doesn't mean challenge doesn't happen. Challenge just happens in everybody's life. It just means that you're greater than the challenges you're walking into. You're not trying to figure them out as you go.
Yes, yes, and it is just a different way how you see the world. Yeah, when we get into this knowledge and understanding how things happen and how we become the cause of everything according to the law of cause and effect, this is how we can start seeing the change. And it can happen so quickly. Yes, that this is it, they are called quantum leaps, can happen
Yeah.
so quickly. And why I also like this word effortless excellence, which you created this phrase. Yeah, because this effortlessness comes from your excellence. Like when you become excellent, like when you grow
Yeah.
and you become the best version of yourself, this is how things become easier. Not become harder, they become easier because you're more aligned with the laws, you're more aligned with yourself, you know who you are. And also, as you said, you are the answer. Yes,
Yeah.
like I like the book of Neville Goddard, The Power of Awareness, and the first chapter is I am. And so when we understand the power of I am, that all answers are within, and that we have all these high mental faculties such as intuition, imagination, and that we have this power to create anybody we can just think about, like as we spoke before, we can create any personality which we can want to become, and by holding that image in our mind, we just will become that person when we start thinking, feeling, and acting as if it already there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a place of great joy, right? I'm sure you see it a lot with yourself, but also with your clients, in that there's a place of joy in it. So for me, a lot of the success that the people I've worked with have had has been more of a relief because they didn't fail. Those thoughts and those ideas, the things that they were struggling with, they didn't, stop their business success, being an entrepreneur or whatever it was that they were dealing with. But when you start to walk in that place, as we're talking about in this discussion, now all of a sudden life becomes a joy because you feel like you're really living the life that you're created for. You're not trying to make up the difference with your income, with your possessions, with your power, your title, your role, whatever it is. In that place, you feel like you're fully alive, and many of them for the very first time.
Yes, yes, really, it is very important. So let's summarize what we just spoken about. So, what would be the way to find your hero? Yes, so if we put it in different steps, I think that the first one will be to find your real yourself and what you really want to do in life. Yeah, and fell in love with your goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we had talked about, it's you unleashed, meaning that you are the hero in hiding, that there is inside of you more than what you're living. So the first part starts with hope and understanding that you're right, that there is more. That first step is for sure what I call identity, as we unpack it in our course and in the things that we talk about. But it's you. You're this the secret sauce. You're the secret formula to your success in your life.
Yeah, what would be the second step?
To me, it's understanding your thoughts, understanding that everything you have, everything you do, all that you've accomplished, and where you're at is the sum total of the thoughts that you've created. So if you want to change your life to align with what you believe you're intended for, then it first starts with what you're thinking. What I tell people is if your thoughts don't align with who you're created to be, then they're lying to you. And then you maybe want to transform them into ones that align with what you believe is your purpose in life.
Yes. And the next step is to creating your new self-image, because you cannot achieve big goal which is much bigger than something that you have experienced before with the same identity, the same personality which you have. So you have to create the new self-image like a script to
Yeah.
write in details. Like imagine how your life will be when this goal achieved, who you will become, what you will do, how you will dress, how you will walk, how you will talk. Yes, like all details. And write that self-image script like actor techniques. Yes, the actors are
Yeah.
given script, they read the script, remember, repeat it, and then they perfectly act in movies. Yes, so this is exactly the process, because you have to start thinking as that person. Yes,
Yeah.
and just let your spirit, because part of you is spiritual. Yeah, we dwell simultaneously in three planes: spiritual, intellectual, and physical. Yes, so let that spirit guide you. Yes, so you can put some nice music, calm music, and just detach from every distractions, every physical thing, and let yourself dream. Yeah, and just allow yourself become like the child who can dream and get
Mm.
excited and can see that as a reality. And this is how you can connect when you do it regularly and you write, you read your script. This is through repetition, your current self image will be reprogrammed at the level of subconscious mind. And this is how you start believing. And by time, you can start thinking, feeling, acting more and more as that person. And it can even maybe not take long time that you will see, oh, I became that person who I created.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's an amazing place to be when you start to see, as I tell people, that person show up that you believed you could be. Then that just it exponentially increases your faith and your belief in it, and the results that you get from it, because now you know that you can be that person, and you see that man or woman showing up in your business, in the boardroom, with your work, with the things that you're doing in your life. That's a great place to be, and it's exciting for the people who do it.
Yes, and also I think that very important to understand that you cannot create new goals, new reality, being so attached to five senses. Yes, like you have to learn how to detach from five senses, because five senses are given for you to enjoy life, not to plan for future. So if your habit is just to be based on logic, something you see, something you can estimate, something you know how to achieve, it is not, first it is maybe you don't have right goal. Yeah, because if you know exactly how to achieve it, is definitely not right goal, because there is no place to grow. Yes,
Yeah.
but if you really have a big goal, you should learn to detach from five senses and start thinking illogically. Yeah, because logic is dictated by paradigms, by those programs in our brain, again, which are based only in our past experience. So you have to start coming from imagination and mostly from intuition, and start listening those small tiny voices, and look at the signs, because there will be always signs and direction. And also it's important to take action immediately when you know exactly what you want, when you are in this like imagination and you get the idea. It is important to act with what you have, where you are, act urgently.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like you're acting today from the person you believe you are, as you start to unfold and unpack exactly that vision you talked about, those things that are beyond what's logical, but those things that are truly aligned with who you are. Well, that person looks like something lived out. And so, what are those actions that that person would take? What's the things that they would do? And take those actions as you become that person.
Yeah, yeah, great, Mark. So, what else you would like to share before we wrap up our conversation?
The one thing I always tell people is that, so for me, I created a what I consider a transformational course, Life Mastery, because I didn't find one through all the ones that I tried. But I did try 4 or 5 or 6. I did read multiple books, and each of them had their areas of growth, but none of them led to transformation. But in that place, the one thing that I did was I refused to give up on the dream of who I could be. I
Mhm.
refuse to give up on myself. As I tell the people I work with, I refuse to stop betting on myself, believing in myself one more time. So for anyone who's wanting to have that transformation, who believes that there is more, but they just don't know how to get there yet, that one ingredient is the one ingredient that Elena and I can't bring, which is your belief in yourself. If you believe in yourself, and as I said before, are you willing to bet on yourself one more time, your answers will come. That blueprint, that roadmap, whatever you want to call it, those strategies to be able to become that person will show up. But it takes you not giving up on yourself. You do that one thing, and the rest of it is going to happen.
Yes, amazing, amazing. Because yes, whatever we do, like, and people who are listening to us, I can say that whatever you do, whatever successful you are, you still are so far from accomplishing what you are potentially are. Yes, like what is your potential? You do like very very small part, because our potential is unlimited. We have so huge potential, and everybody, as theology science, can confirm this. And for some reason people maybe can doubt themselves, yeah, because of parents, maybe they were not encouraging them when they were small, or teachers, yeah, this when they were putting red marks for something that we didn't do right. And all the other factors could impact your confidence and self-esteem. So it is really the first thing which you have to start with. It is raise your confidence, self-esteem, because and how you can do it, it is by studying yourself, by understanding who you really are, and what talents and gifts which are totally unique for you you have. And really connect with yourself and find what you really love to do, what gives you joy, what excites you, and set big goal. And when you find that, that will give you confidence. And
Yeah.
if you still don't have enough confidence, you can borrow it, your confidence. Yeah, you can get mentor, yes, who will really will see your potential, as we see now. Yes, when we speak with people, because we already come from that point of view, that we see potential in everybody we meet. Yeah, because everybody is unique creature, and can do so much in life. So you can find mentor, and you can borrow their believe in you. Yes, so it also is very important. And of course, it is good when somebody will hold your hand and show you proven steps how to do to achieve your goals. And really, we now live in this time when there are so amazing coaches and mentors who have this passion to make the world a better place and help people who really driven to live the life of their fullest potential.
Absolutely. That's exciting. And the results are exactly what you're going to want. It's that effortless excellence, that's excitement on a daily basis. It's waking up knowing that you are a person of impact and you're creating great joy and satisfaction from it. It's the best place to be.
Yes, and uh, as it is said, that find what you really love to do, and you will never have to work anymore. Yeah, because when you love to do, you just get excited, and you get in that right frequency to do it well. Yes, and this is the process, because you have to feel good. You have to have that inner power, and that big goal gives you that energy. Yeah, like it is like engine inside of you which always propel you to do more, to be better, in order to achieve that audacious goal.
Yeah, absolutely. As I tell people I work with, there's an impact in the world that has your name written on it. And in that place, the world has changed simply because you've existed and you've lived out that life. So it's definitely something that I would encourage everybody to really seek out for themselves because the world is different because of it.
Yes, amazing. And every voice has power. Yes. We don't need to
Absolutely.
look at people like and think that oh, other people are stars, they are so big, they're so powerful. Everybody can do that. And what is necessary is just to find really your true passion, what you love to do, and make the first step, and then make another first step and another first step. Yes, and when you open one door, the seven other door opens, because you never know what will be after you make first step. So be brave, believe in yourself, believe also that if you do what is right, all universe will support you, and think big, grow rich, and achieve all the goals we just can you can see in your mind, because you can hold it in your hand.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you, Mark, so much for this amazing conversation. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward for our next episode.
Thank you, Elena. It's been a great time being here and having the conversation with you.
You're most welcome.